Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday episode of Dodgers Territory. We are happy that you are here. I am Alanna Rizzo, happy to be joined by my friend and colleague, Jill Painter Lopez from KCAL Sports, CBS Sports reporter, writer extraordinaire. Clint Pasillas is somewhere on a boat. So, Jill, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks, Alanna. Great to be here, and thank you so much for that introduction. You can come introduce me anytime.
You are easy to be introduced. And everybody on the chat, thanks for being here. We love having you on Dodgers Territory. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, tell a friend. Clint and I are working our way towards 15,000 subscribers, so we appreciate all the help that we can get. Okay, a lot to talk to in terms of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jill, let's start with the division as a whole. Objects in the rearview mirror are a lot closer than they appear. It's getting a little tight at the top, Jill. Just 2 games in terms of an advantage of the Dodgers over the Padres. What do you make of it?
Well, the Dodgers have just really, you hate to say it with 66 wins, but they've kind of been scuffling at this point of the season. We all thought after the All-Star break that they'd really hit their stride. They're still waiting for injured guys to come back. And so you figure that they'll have all the pieces come October. But look at the Padres. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. If they can have healthy pitching and get Michael King back, with him, Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, Nick Pivetta. I mean, those guys all come back. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time again. And they could give the Dodgers a run for their money for that NL West title. Now, Giants are 8 games back. I don't think they'll be able to overtake either of these 2 teams. But the Dodgers are in trouble. The best team that money can buy, all the talent, and they just haven't gotten it all together yet.
Yeah, you make a good point when you say that they just haven't gotten it all together yet. Let me ask you this. It seems like, the Padres went for it. AJ Preller is known to kind of wheel and deal. They added Mason Miller. That is huge to that Padres bullpen. But the Dodgers obviously incredibly talented. They didn't do much at the deadline, Jill, as you know, because they went into the season having all of the pieces that they thought they had. When those key pieces do get healthy and come back, though, do you think it's enough to win the division?
I absolutely do. Now, the problem is it enough? Absolutely, because you got Max Muncy back. And what he does to that lineup in terms of just helping everyone. You look at Mookie Betts, who's been scuffling all season, and he had that 3-hit game on Tuesday, and so you think maybe he's coming back a little bit. But again, Max Muncy back really helps. And then, of course, all those pieces and you've got the Shohei Ohtani, you've got the Freddie Freeman, you've got Clayton, you've got so many experienced pieces there that I think they'll be all right, especially with Max Muncy. So the trade guys can only help kind of embolden that lineup. And again, they got to get healthy.
No question about it. You got to get healthy and you got to be playing over your skis at the right time. Let's talk about Shohei Ohtani. Jill, it's showtime. So Shohei Ohtani, Jill, you were at the game. He had his best start as a Dodger, 4 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts. So that's an unbelievable performance. But he also, got his 1,000th career hit. I can never say 1,000th. I'm going to say career hit 1,000. Okay. It was almost like a Ruthian effort, if you will, in something that felt like an Ohtani time with the Angels, right? Doing some pretty impressive things, but it comes in a loss. What do you take away from the outing and the offensive performance?
Well, the outing, like I said, typical Showtani, if you will. I remember Mike Trout used to call him that. It's just typical. It's like go out there, get a few outs, then, go get a hit, get your uniform dirty by the time you come to the mound for the second time. He's just 8 strikeouts, and you look at what he's done in his 8 starts since coming back from injury, just giving up 5 earned runs and 25 strikeouts. So he's his dominant self on the mound. And honestly, Alanna, I think that when he is at the plate and on the base pass, because he stole a base again on Tuesday, and he's only 16 stolen bases this year. So he has what it takes. I think those 2 parts of his game feed off each other. And again, he's not playing first base like he did when he was with the Angels. He's got that for quite some time. He's got that designated hitter role. So I just think that it all goes together and just helps him be locked in every part of the game. And they need him on the mound in the playoffs. His bat, of course, as well. And then Alanna, I don't know if you and everybody that's joining us today, if you saw go to MLB Twitter and Instagram where they had the spray chart of all of Ohtani's 1,000 hits. And it's just so cool to see how he uses the entire field. There's some singles in there as well as the extra base hits. But it was really cool just to see him work the field as he has done in his career.
Yeah, he can do it all. He can do the single. He can single you to death, and he can also hit the ball over the field. The great Sarah Lang's bringing out the point that it's the most home runs in the team's first 115 games in Dodgers history. If you look at Shohei Ohtani, he has 39 already, Jill, in the first 115 games. You have to go back to 1955. You and I were not covering this team then. Duke Snider with 38, Cody Bellinger, of course, 37, and then Gary Sheffield. I almost forget that Sheffield was a Dodger. 36 home runs in the year 2000. Shohei, though, there is some argument that perhaps he just focuses on one side of the ball. What do you say to that?
Well, then perhaps they wouldn't have paid him $700 million to only focus on one side of the ball. But honestly, what he did last year in his 50-50 season, I would love to see him continue to focus on just that and not pitch, especially because he's been so injury prone with his arm. But, that's not what they pay him for. That's not why the fans line up days before, it seems like, for his bobbleheads and his MVP rings and all that good stuff. So we want to see him do it all because, again, like you mentioned, Ruthian efforts hasn't been done since Babe Ruth. And he's, by the time his career is over, he'll have done better than that. So you'd like to see it, but again, that's not why they pay him the big bucks.
And Dave Roberts and both Shohei Ohtani said that perhaps this two-way player thing, I mean, this is unique territory, right? It's not necessarily refined yet as far as how they handle the situation. Is Shohei Ohtani, is he carrying the Dodgers to the NL West title, Jill?
I believe so. The Dodgers will get it done when the time matters. If you look at some of the things that they've done, like yesterday in that afternoon game, mental mistakes, throwing errors, things of that nature, that's all, I believe, going to come together. They seem they'll wake up. Whether Mookie Betts will wake up by then, I don't know. But Ohtani has just been, I mean, he's the leader of this team, both at the plate and on the mound. He is going to be built back up to a starter. So he's going to be, I hope, your number one guy in any postseason series. So, yeah, I think he'll lead them to getting it done. And again, something that we didn't see when he was with the Angels is they didn't have these runs to the postseason, right? Like he is with the Dodgers. He's having more fun. He's more loose. And I think that just leads to better play overall for him. And it kind of bleeds into the rest of the lineup.
All right. We have much more to come here on Dodgers territory with our special guest, Jill Painter Lopez. We will be right back talking Roki Sasaki after this quick break.
AJ, I'm on my phone right now in Arena Club, and I'm looking at the Emerald slab packs, and I see in the Grail a Bobby Witt Jr. 2020 Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto Gold Refractor card.
Give me that. Give me your phone. I'm gonna get you to
you gotta
transfer that to me.
I don't have it.
I thought you had it.
Get a slab pack. No, I don't have that.
Then give me your slab pack.
That card's worth.
You buy me slab pack, Scott, so I can get the Bobby Witt Jr. Gold Refractor 2020 Bowman Chrome Auto, because that sounds awesome.
And it's worth a lot.
It's worth a lot. He's a stud. He's not going down. Get a Grail. Get a Grail. I want a Grail, Scott. Give me the Holy Grail. You do it.
To do that, you must get yourself a slab pack in Arena Club. Or if you want to get it for a friend, you can do that too. And right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or your first card purchase. If you're going on there and you're just like, hey, I want a specific card. I find it there. I want to grab it for my showroom. arenaclub.com/foul and use the code FOUL.
All right, it's time now for Blue Balls, where we touch upon all of the different injuries and the guys going through the rehab process and see where they are in the process, if you will. Let's talk Roki Sasaki. I almost feel like he was on the witness protection program. Jill, we haven't seen him for a while, but there is an update on Roki Sasaki, and it looks like the velocity is up. What more can you tell us?
Exactly. The velo is up, and that's promising. And just the talk that he could be back is going to go 3 innings and go on a rehab assignment. And the other thing that is interesting is he's added another pitch, that two-seam fastball. Now he's got to get confident in that, but he has talked, and Dave Roberts also, about this, about how, look, he has not been able to get used to American batters and hitting, and he's learning his body. He's just 23 years old, remember? And so a lot for him to learn. And again, adding another pitch into the mix, I think, is going to be a good thing for him. But will he figure into the Dodgers postseason? That is not sure. Dave Roberts said we see him as a starter, but would he be able to crack those 13 pitchers that you see Dave Roberts use on a postseason roster? So we do not know the answer to that. It'll be very interesting, but I got to tell you, on Tuesday, he spoke to the media for the first time in quite some time. And when he was asked if he would be willing to pitch out of the bullpen, I got to tell you, his body language, just because he's so used to a routine and he's so young, he just said his focus is going to be on getting batters out.
Yeah, I mean, I think when he's asked that question, it benefits him to say that he's a team player and he'll do whatever the team asks him to. But obviously, in his mind, my guess is that he believes that he truly is a starter. The quote that he has is, "I'm going to hold on that one. I do know we're going to take the 13 best pitchers." This is Dave Roberts talking about this. "I've been a part of many postseason rosters, so we're going to take the 13 best pitchers. If Roki is a part of that in some capacity, then that would be great. And if he's not, then he won't be." So, time will tell if Roki Sasaki is going to make it into that postseason roster. I mean, this is a far cry from what we thought we were getting, right? Everybody was in on the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes in the offseason. Obviously, he chose the Los Angeles Dodgers. His place has become a destination. What do you think the feel is in terms of perhaps the fan base? Like, is he falling below expectations, or do we just need to realize that he is only 23 years old? He's brand new to the country, and it's going to take him some time to adjust to the system.
I think you said it perfectly there in the latter, Alanna. It's going to take him some time. I know we all think that everybody can just be Shohei Ohtani right out of the gate, Yamamoto, and have that instant success, and he hasn't. And again, he's been out for several months. So I personally don't think it's going to work out in time for the postseason, because I think the only way, when you look at their pitching depth, and the Dodgers have that, I just don't see a place for him to be a starter in that role in the postseason. So I feel like the only place would be from the bullpen. And if he's lights out over the next couple of months and he can kind of switch into that role, I mean, look, you have all the best pitchers. Even Clayton Kershaw has done it. You may need to come out of that bullpen to help the team get some outs. So again, Julio Urias did it as well. So he may need to kind of switch that mindset. And for a young guy who's been a starter for so long, it's hard to do that. So I'm just not sure he can crack the rotation. Now, let's see what he does in the next couple months.
Yeah, all bets are off and all of the rules change in the postseason. Francisco Diaz saying the way they lost yesterday is the most frustrating way to watch a loss. This team is too talented to be beating themselves, especially against sub 500 teams. And Francisco brings up a really good point, Jill, because if you look at the New York Yankees, it has to be one of the most unsound fundamental teams I've ever seen. They continue to lose because of bad play on the bases, because of errors, because of mental mistakes and mental miscues. The Dodgers are a better team than that. But Francisco's point is, especially this close in the division, you can't be making the mental mistakes. If you're a manager or a coach, you can get over a physical mistake. Mental mistakes will kill you. What leads you to believe that they'll get this fixed?
I just think that the accountability factor, and if one guy is not getting it done, they'll go to the next guy. But losing at home to the Cardinals on Wednesday in that day game, losing late in the game, their bullpen, the back end of it, I mean, it's just, they've just not been getting the job done. And then defensively, as you're mentioning, Alanna, nobody has been as comically bad as the Yankees at it this year with some of the things they've done in throwing the ball around the field. But you look at the play where the ball went to the outfield, a single, 2 runs scored on it. And Oral Hershiser said on the Dodgers broadcast, Mookie Betts can't be a bystander. Like, he didn't go to be the cutoff man. Alex Freeland, who was playing third and who played a great job at second base one night earlier, threw the ball away. So 2 problems and 2 mistakes on that play right there. And that was what did them in. So I believe they'll get this fixed. You think that, okay, Muncy wasn't there because he was given the day off. He just came back on Monday. So you're going to have your all-stars at those positions. But I would like to say Freeland did a great job at second base, even though it was his first time playing there professionally. So it just seems weird at this point of the season, all this mixing and matching, etc. But because of injuries and guys just coming back, I think they'll get there by October.
Yeah, no question about that. I tell you what, walks and errors will kill you. This team will absolutely clean it up. One thing that I noticed over the course of the week, Jill, is a huge sigh of relief from Mookie Betts. Time now for the DraftKings Player Spotlight. And I tell you what, Mookie Betts is the weight coming off of his shoulders because he had a multi-hit game this week. And it was almost like he just had this sigh of relief, like, my word, I've been doing everything I can do. And I finally got a hit. You were there. What did you see?
Well, I think maybe it's because of the fans gave him that extra juice on Monday, chanting his name. And he said, I've never had that before in that situation. He's like, I love it. And I appreciate the fans. But the fact that he got it because everybody's like, you know what, we're going to implore you to get a hit. So Dave Roberts talked about it. He just said it looks like the confidence is back and he's not hitting underneath balls and he's getting the fastball in the zone. So those are some promising things. But Mookie Betts did talk to Dylan Hernandez yesterday, I believe, and said his hand, remember he fractured that last year, was out 2 months and had one of his best postseasons. Chronically, he has not had great postseasons, but last year, as the Dodgers won the World Series, he was up to snuff, 16 RBIs, etc. But what he told Dylan was that if you look at the history since he fractured that left hand, he said, I haven't been the same. Got it together for the postseason, but to hear a superstar say that, like you mentioned, he's exhausted all opportunities, and now he thinks it might be the hand. So perhaps that is something that he will address in the offseason. But we have not heard Mookie Betts point or talk to any reasons for his struggles. And a lot of players are like that. But mentioning that, that was very interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's the first I've heard of that. So thank you for that information there. And obviously, Dylan Hernandez is the baseball columnist for the LA Times. And Mookie, has been a guy that is certainly trusted himself, but he's also tried every single thing he could possibly do. I mean, this is a guy that it's certainly not because of lack of effort, not because of lack of want to. But I think now what you're seeing, Jill, is that Mookie is trusting the process more than he had to focus on the results. And I think it's so hard for guys to do that when you're in this slump or when you're having these issues and you're still trying to trust the process, knowing the results will come. When you finally see the results, you're saying, okay, what I've worked towards is finally paying off. Is that a fair assessment to say that maybe the tide has changed?
I think so. We need to, obviously, let's look at the next 10 games and see if it continues. But hitting is contagious. I think that game on Tuesday where he had 3 hits, you look at his teammates, they had 17 hits total in that game. So, when everybody's going right, and again, Max Muncy in that lineup, I think it just kind of changes the complexion of things. But I think Mookie faces a lot of pressure. And it is very hard to go in the batting cage and do your work and work on certain things and your mechanics, and then to go out, not get the results. And all you want to do is go back to what you were doing, right? It's like when you send a young pitcher back to the minor leagues and you say, don't worry about the results. I just want you to work on this. And all they want to do is overpower guys and strike guys out and go to the pitches that they know. But that's not what the purpose of that is, right? Same thing for Mookie Betts. It's like work on those mechanics, make sure you have those right so that when you hit the stride in October, it's there. But I can't imagine getting paid millions of dollars and not getting the results that everybody wants, not just you, the Dodgers, the fans, everyone. So I think it's just it's been a trying season for him. And if he really does have something unlocked right now, I think we're going to say Mookie Betts better than ever over the last 10 months, or over the last year, really, or since last June when he fractured that hand.
Yeah, it's definitely been a trying year for Mookie Betts, one of the worst statistically for the Dodgers superstar. But speaking of star power, because Mookie Betts is that guy, former MVP and three-time World Series champion, where there's only 4 games on the slate today, Jill. So 2 rapid fire questions, more or less. Not putting you on the spot. You're not putting money on this. We're really not betting. I'm just throwing stuff out there for you. All right, Paul Skeens, more or less, or more or less, 7.5 strikeouts against the Cincinnati Reds. What are you taking?
Absolutely, yes. He's so dominant, and he's struck out 8 and 9 in his last 2 games. So I say he keeps the streak alive.
Okay, so yep, you're right. 8 at Colorado, 9 versus Arizona. Josh Naylor, one of the newest Seattle Mariners. They did a good job at the deadline. Jerry DiPoto did, getting Naylor and Eugenio Suarez. Does he have a home run tonight, Jill, against the Chicago White Sox?
I'm never going to root against anybody to not hit one out of the park. He's got 2 home runs in his last 6 games. And as you mentioned, I mean, he's got a new team to play with in Seattle. And so I like the change of scenery for him.
All right, so home run in back-to-back games for Josh Naylor. That would be something. All right, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app right now and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL. New customers pay $5 and get $50 in bonus bets instantly. Ride the upside where a few bucks can turn into a bag. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. 8/24/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
All right, it is time now for Last Licks, and this is in honor of Daisy, Jill's rescue pup, and in honor of Bentley, my rescue pup. This is Trooper. He is 6 months old. He is a shepherd cattle dog mix. He was going to be euthanized at the divorce shelter in California just because of space. He had a broken leg at the time, and they were going to kill him because of that, but he is super healthy. He is wonderful. He is being fostered in Costa Mesa, California. He is ready for his forever home. He's great with other dogs. He's wonderful with kids. He's great on a leash. He has a little bit of separation anxiety, so we're working on that, and Guidry's Guardian Foundation is willing to get 3 or 4 training sessions for Trooper to get him all set and set up for success. All right, we have a $9.99 super chat, Jill. This is again from Francisco Diaz. We always appreciate everybody taking part in our chat here. And Francisco had this to say: SD had made up some good ground. They have made up some good ground, but take a look at the schedule since the break. Outside of the Mets, San Diego has played only sub 500 teams, and LA has played playoff contenders. Will that play a factor? We will see. I think he brings up a good point, right? But you can only play what the schedule gives you, right? So do you make any? Do you take any stock in what Francisco is saying, that San Diego has played lesser opponents than Los Angeles has in terms of this time of year?
I think you're always up for whatever team is on the schedule. And I mean, Francisco's right. I mean, it's good to look at that. But I would say this: if the Padres were losing to teams they shouldn't be, or the Dodgers kind of scuffling against some of these high-powered teams that have come in, that's a problem. But again, the Padres are just playing well. And in baseball, when you're playing well, no matter who it's against, you play the schedule that you're given. I think that just ultimately gives you confidence for going into the harder part of the season. And of course, then the postseason. But so does it mean anything come October? No, I don't think so. But the Padres are certainly getting the job done. And putting pressure in the NL West on the Dodgers is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I tell you what, over the course of a 162-game season, you have to be playing the best baseball at the right time, and you have to be healthy at the right time. Both of these teams, I think, are built for October. Time will tell in terms of how far they both go. Okay, time now for the thought for the road. Can be a baseball thought for the road. Jill, what do you got? What are you thinking about? What should we be paying attention to?
Oh, gosh, that Braves-Marlins series this weekend, Jen.
Well, Jill went away for a hot second, but I think she was going to talk about the fact that Jen Paywall is going to be the first ever female umpire in a major league game, regular season game. She was in the minor leagues, of course. She's becoming the first woman to umpire in a regular season game. This is something that is well earned. She has called 1 billion games before. So congratulations. This comes on the heels, of course, of Nesson doing the first ever all-female broadcast over the course of this week. Nesson was doing the women's celebration night. So it was an all-female cast. It was an all-female behind-the-scenes crew, producer, director, head of photography, all of the things. So that is what Jill wanted to talk about. So congratulations to Jen. And we also appreciate Jill Painter Lopez joining us today on Dodgers Territory. There she is. Appreciate you being on the show, Jill. We appreciate it very much. Clint is going to be back on Monday after he's on a boat someplace. To all of you, thanks for joining us on Dodgers Territory. Have a phenomenal weekend. We will see you on Monday. Go Dodgers.